Welcome back to World of Tanks Bliss with your host Ego Kitten 7770. I've gone through quite a bit to get to this area of the screen. This happens after you get your first level 5 tank purchased. In this video I'm going to be showing you two examples of how not to drive this type of tank, and one how to drive this type of tank. So let's get into the video. Alright, this is going to be the part where I show you how not to drive this tank. Pay very close attention to the mini-map on the bottom left of the screen. That is your best friend. This is how it shows you where your teammates are at. It shows you where the enemy is at once they're spotted. And it can keep you from getting into a sticky situation. Right now, I'm not in cover. I'm just sticking out in the middle of the field. Not a good place to be. Better to be behind a rock or in some bushes just so the enemy can't see you right away. You'll see here, aiming towards the top of the tank is not the best idea unless you're closer, because the your shots don't go directly to where you're aiming at. They could vary anywhere within that circle. They've got the shots can deviate. See, right now I'm trying to shoot for the hatch, which is a weaker spot on the tanks. The treads can, if you shoot the treads, you can immobilize the tank. But you'll see right now I'm not paying attention to the mini-map, and this guy got right up on top of me. This, anywhere where you see that red, it's not a good idea to shoot it, because that's where the armor is thickest. Right now I'm in a very bad way. This, yes, I may be shooting the tank, but never show your rear armor like I just did. Very bad idea. This tank, this particular tier 1 tank, is not for up close and personal fights. Now there's two on me. I'm still getting hit. Now I've finally noticed him. And I need to get into cover. So now I'm finally in cover. So if you're in this tier 1 tank, this I believe this is a pz.II. You want to be far from the enemy, in cover, and hitting at long range. This is not a tank that you use for close-up fighting. Now I'm finally using this tank how it's supposed to be used. At long range, firing at the enemy, ducking in and out of cover. So most of the guys up on the hill, they're either new players or bots. It could vary. You could sometimes get players, you could sometimes get bots. But these are all people that are new to the game. They're practicing on the tier 1 and tier 2 tanks. So that guy's behind the hill. I ain't gonna be hitting him. There's that big guy up on the hill. Most of his armor's there, and I'm almost dead. As long as he's not pointing at you, you can hit him. But as soon as he spots you, duck into cover. You can either wait for him to use his shot and then pop out when he's reloading. Like that, I did. Right there, I didn't pull back in time. He's pointing at me. He knows where I'm spotted. When you see the little light bulb across on top of your head, that means you've been spotted. The enemy knows where you're at. It's best to wait it out, and then, yeah, see, he's already spotted me. So, he knows where I'm at. If you're not spotted, that's the good time to shoot the enemy and just farm them. But just be aware that the enemy can sneak around you. Right now, it's just 2 tanks against 3 tanks, and this guy's almost dead. And that one's gone. Since there's no enemy on the map, this is when you gotta push up and try to locate him. But try to locate him while keeping your distance. And you just can't be like looking straight ahead like I was, stuck in the scope. These 2, I believe, are bots. They just sit there. And you'll see the enemy coming up right there, just to the left, or I'm sorry, the right. And now, since he's spotted, my bots are shooting at him. So, you see, I have to hit him in a certain spot on the turret to do damage on this guy. He's heavily defended. This particular tank, it's difficult to tread an enemy because you have so low damage. You'd have to hit a critically damaged tread. This match is actually going to end in a draw. It's not a victory, but draws count as defeats. Also, mind where you're going. Don't get too close to a hill or a cliff, because this will happen. You get stuck on the hill, you can't get back up, and all you do is slip downwards. This having to go back up the hill is what costed us on this one, because I lost sight of him, and yeah. See, his tread's damaged. When the yellow dot's up, that means his tread's damaged. And there's the end of the round. And now, this is a round where it's... I'll show you how to drive the tank in a better way. Because you've only got a small amount of health on this thing. These light tanks, they're used for scouting. They're not used for, as you've seen in the previous video, they're not good for close-up range. This is a spotter. You want to spot the enemy so your team knows where to go, knows where to hit. So I'm just trying to find the enemy right now. My team already found one. It's out in the field somewhere. There's 2 back there. That's the base on that hill. And right now I'm going to go help my other 2 buddies over here a little bit. Right now, once again, I'm out in the middle of the field, but I'm using my own teammate as cover. And I'm just trying to keep them in sight. I'm not trying to do damage right now. Their scout just found me.
We hit them hard. That one didn't go through.
And as you... So, I'm getting out of there. And here's a nice little spot you could hit the enemy from right here. If you have good aim. I obviously don't yet. And there's the enemy. They're capturing the base at the moment. There's two ways to stop the enemy from capturing the base. One, you get on the base and the timer stops, or two, you shoot the guy that's getting the points to drop the points down, and I'll be showing that example in just a moment. First, I'm going to take some pop shots at this guy over here.
Straight through their armor. Enemy is hit.
I'm still new, so I haven't learned all the tank names yet. This guy,
Enemy armor is damaged.
I've got his rear armor on me. This, the tank he has is a short barrel tank. That's a good tank for doing up close and personal with an enemy tank. You can go tread to tread with that guy and do a bit more damage. But then again, it is a level 1 tank, and it's more of a scout. So, the rear armor is always going to be the weakest part of the tank. So, shooting that, there's the first hit I took. That was a fuel tank hit. The fuel tank, if you hit a module like the fuel tank or the crew, it does extra damage. So now there's 4 guys left, and they're all on the base. So that should have been in cover before I fired on that one. So as you'll see on this tank, the barrel is on the left side of the tank. So you have a better advantage of poking out towards the right and shooting the enemy with less chance of getting shot. And normally you want to go for the guy that's first out in the cover. You saw right there that his points dropped when I shot him. That's slowing down him gaining points. I still got one teammate that's drawing most of the fire. So I'm going to hit this guy right now and drop the points by half of what they had. There's one guy further over to the left that's still collecting a large amount of points. This guy's almost down. So once this guy's down, I'll be moving out from my spot into the bush so I could hit the guy on the left. So right about now I should be moving. Yeah, there we go. And now I could finally see that both of them, they're shooting at my ally right now, so I could just farm them right now. He's down. And once I hit this guy, all the points will drop off. There it is, base defended. That's a legendary badge up there. That's an epic badge for damage. That count. Yep, there he goes. He's dead. Me and my teammate are the only survivors. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I hope these tips help you drive this tank a little bit better. And, yeah. I'll see you again sometime. And, I know it's a little late, but Merry Christmas to all.